Morning students. Today's concept is ratio and proportions. It's a very important chapter for your board exam, very important for all type of competitive exams also. See, here ratios and proportions given. First we are going to study ratios. After that we will study proportion. First of all, ratio is the comparison of two quantities of same kind. Okay, see, ratio is the comparison of two quantities of same kind. It's a definition of the ratio. Okay, comparing any two quantities, very important is same kind. Okay, that means you can compare two liquids or you can compare two solids, but you can't compare liquid and solid. For example, see, if you are taking a mixture of milk and water, that means in a container you are putting milk as well as water, you will get mixture of milk and water, right? Okay, then see, in that mixture sometimes quantity of water may be equal to quantity of the milk, but it's not necessary, right? Okay, you may take 3 liter of water and 2 liter of milk, or you may take 5 liter of milk and 2 liter of water. If you are mixing, again you will get one mixture of milk and water. That time, see, suppose you are finding how much of milk is present in water or how much of water is present in milk. You are comparing milk and water. Suppose you are taking one mixture of sugar and salt. Okay, that time you can compare, right, how much sugar is there, how much salt is there. Okay, suppose you are taking 2 gram of sugar and 5 gram of salt, then mix, you will get one mixture of sugar and salt. Then see, ratio, you can compare sugar and salt or salt and sugar. Suppose you are taking salt and water, that times it's not possible to compare how much of salt is in water or how much of water is in salt. Okay, because reason is one is in liquid, another one is the solid, right? Okay, that's a very important. Ratio is the comparison of quantities of the same kind. That's a very important. Clear? Okay, then how to represent the ratio? Suppose see, if A and B are two quantities, remember these quantities are of same kind. Okay, then the fraction A by B, okay, the fraction A by B is called ratio of A and B. Okay, fraction A by B is called ratio of A and B, and it is denoted by A ratio B. That means how much of A is in B. Okay, we read it as A is to B. Okay, it's a just rotation symbol. Okay, A ratio B is nothing but A by B. Okay, so quantities are given, then A by B, their fraction is called their ratio, then you can write it as A ratio B or A by B. It's a representation of a ratio. That implies how much of A is in B. Suppose you are writing B ratio A, then how much of B is in A. You're just comparing two quantities of the same kind. Now, important observation in ratio is, see, observation already given in the definition. That means quantities must be of same kind. Okay, quantities must be of same kind. Okay, second very important observation is quantities must be in same unit. Okay, same unit. Okay, for example, see, suppose 2 centimeter and 5 meter is given. This time it's not possible to take ratio. You can't write ratio is 2 by 5. Why? Here unit centimeter is there, here unit meter is there. You may convert meter into centimeter, then you can take ratios. Or here see, 2 centimeter is there, you can convert it into meter, then they are in same unit, then you can compare. Or see, 2 kg and 50 gram is given. Again see, it's not possible to take ratio 2 by 50. Why? Here unit is kg, here unit is gram. Okay, again it is not possible to take the ratios. Okay, for example, see, 2 rupee and 30 paisa are given. Okay, it's not possible to take the ratio. Why? Here unit is paisa, here unit is rupees. We can convert 2 rupees into paisa. You can write it as 200 paisa and 30 paisa. Okay, now see, unit same, paisa. So you can find the ratios. Clear? First condition is quantities must be of same kind. Second is quantities must be in same unit. Again I am considering two quantities. Let A and B be two quantities. Okay, in the ratio A ratio B. Okay, or it's in the form A by B. Now see, in A ratio B, first element A, that means numerator, is called antecedent, and second element B, that is denominator of the fraction, right, is called consequent of the ratio A ratio B. For example, see, 2 by 3, we can write it as 2 ratio 3. 5 by 3, we can write it as 5 ratio 3. First ratio antecedent is 2, consequent is 3. Second ratio antecedent is 5 and consequent is equal to 3. That means numerator is called antecedent, denominator is called consequent of the given ratio. Okay. Now see, in this case antecedent is lesser than the consequent. In the second example, antecedent is greater than the consequent, right? Okay, then see, if in A ratio B, okay, in A ratio B, A is less than B, okay, antecedent is less than the consequent, then this ratio is called ratio of lesser inequality. Okay, then second condition is, see, suppose A is greater than B, that means antecedent is greater than the consequent, then this ratio is called ratio of greater inequality. Here symbol itself says lesser inequality, greater inequality. Condition is lesser inequality means antecedent is less than the consequent. Antecedent is greater than the consequent, we call it as ratio of the greater inequality. Consider two numbers. I am taking 10 by 5. Okay, you can write it as 10 ratio 5. But here one important observation is, while writing the ratios, you need to write that in the simplest form. Okay, 10 ratio 5, you can write it as dividing, see, 5, here dividing 5, here you will get 2 ratio 1. Okay, therefore ratio of the number 10:5 is equal to 2:1. Remember, it's a very important condition. Whenever ratios comes, you need to write ratios in the simplest form. Okay, now see, 10 divided by 5, their ratio is 2:1. Suppose you are taking 20 by 10. Okay, ratio between 20 and 10, it's equal to, you can write it as 20 ratio 10. 20 ratio 10, it is not in the simplest form, right? You can write it as 2 ratio 1. Now I am taking A ratio B is equal to 2:1. Now observe, A ratio B is equal to 2:1 means A by B is equal to 2 by 1. In ratios, A ratio B is equal to 2:1, it does not imply, okay, A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 1. You can observe now clearly, see, here A value is equal to 10, B value is equal to 5. But what's the ratio? 2:1. Here see, A value is equal to 20, B value is equal to 10. But while writing ratio, you are getting 2:1. That's why while writing the ratio, you need to write in the simplest form. Therefore, A ratio B is equal to 2:1. That does not imply, okay, A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 1. Okay, A ratio B is equal to 2:1. That implies A is equal to 2 into some number x, B is equal to 1 into some number x, same number x. Okay, remember, it's a very important condition for problem solving. Okay, some ratios are given. A ratio B is equal to 5:3 or 3:5 is given. That time we can't take A is directly equal to that values, B is again directly equal to consequent values. Okay, while taking A value, A is equal to 2 into some number, B is equal to 1 into same number. In the first problem, see, actual given number is 10/5. A is equal to 2 into x is given, right? What's the number here? Here x value is equal to 5, right? In the first example, see, if you multiply A, 5 2s are 10. Okay, you get A equal to 10. Then see, B equal to 1 into x, 5 into 1. That time we will get 5. Okay. Then see, in the second example, what's the value of x? In this case, x value is equal to how much? You need to get 20 and 10. Here x value equal to 10, right? See, 2 into x, 2 into 10 equal to 20 antecedent. Okay, 1 into 10, it's equal to 10. It's a denominator. It's a very important condition. Remember, while writing the ratios, first thing is you need to write ratios in the simplest form. Second condition is A ratio B is equal to 2:1 or any number in general. A ratio B is equal to some numbers x ratio y. That does not imply A equal to x and B is equal to y. A is equal to x into some number P, P is equal to y into same number P. See, next is inverse ratio. Okay, if A ratio B is the given ratio, that means fraction A by B is given, then B ratio A, okay, is called the inverse ratio of A ratio B. Okay, that means if you take fraction B by A, then we call it as inverse ratio. For example, see, A ratio B, I am taking 2:3. What's the inverse ratio? Inverse ratio is equal to 3:2. Okay. See the second example, I am taking 5:1. What's the inverse ratio? Inverse ratio is equal to 1:5. Okay. You need to take the reciprocal, right? That's the meaning of inverse ratio. If A ratio B is given, then inverse ratio is given by B ratio A. Next is compound ratio. See, if A ratio B and C ratio D are two ratios, then the compound ratio is AC ratio BD. Okay, that means A and C are antecedents, B and D are consequents. To find compound ratio, multiply the antecedents A and C ratio, multiply the consequents B and D. Okay, compound ratio is obtained by multiplying corresponding antecedents and consequents of the given ratio. For example, see, 1:2 and 2:3 is given. Okay, you need to write the compound ratio. What's the compound ratio? Product of antecedents. 1 into 2 is equal to 2. Put ratio symbol. Product of the consequents, 2 3s are 6. But see, it's not in the simplest form, right? It's equal to, what's the simplest form? Dividing throughout by 2, 1:3. 1:3 is the compound ratio. Or you can write 1:2 is 1/2 multiply into 2:3 is 2/3. Then 2 get cancels, you get 1/3. It's equal to 1:3. See the second problem. Find the compound ratio of 1:2, 2:3, 3:4, 4:5. Clearly, definition says compound ratio is obtained by multiplying the corresponding antecedent and multiplying corresponding consequents, right? You can write what's the antecedent, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 ratio. What's the consequence? 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. It's equal to 2 3s are 6, 4s are 24 ratio 2 3s are 6, 6 4s are 24 into 5 to 120. 24 ratio 120. Clearly you can observe, na? This is not in the simplest form. Okay, you need to write the ratio in simplest form. It's equal to 24 ratio 120. 24 1s are 24 5s are. Now see, this ratio is in the simplest form. So the compound ratio is 1:5. No need to do this method. You can directly do like this. First take 1/2 into, second is 2/3 into 3/4 into 4/5. Okay. Whenever question is find the compound ratio, multiply the given ratios, but don't multiply directly. Take the fraction notation. 1:2 means 1/2, right? Why? Definition says fraction a by b can be written as a ratio b. 2:3 is 2/3. 3:4 is 3/4. 4:5 is 4/5. Now see, no need to multiply. If any number cancels, you can cancel that number. 2 get cancels, 3 get cancels, 4 get cancels. Directly you will get 1/5. You can follow this method also. Next is duplicate ratio. If a ratio b is the given ratio, then a square ratio b square is called duplicate ratio. Okay, clear? For example, see, 2:3 is a given, then 2 square ratio 3 square. It's equal to 2 square how much? 4 ratio 3 square how much? 9. 4 ratio 9 is called duplicate ratio. Clear? Okay. A ratio b is given. A square ratio b square is called duplicate ratio. Next is subduplicate ratio. Again see, a ratio b is the given ratio. Okay. Then square root of a ratio square root of b is called subduplicate ratio. Okay. Subduplicate ratio. Clear? Duplicate ratio and subduplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio means a square ratio b square. Subduplicate ratio means square root of a ratio square root of b. Okay. For example, see, 4:9 is given. Okay, it's a given ratio. What's the subduplicate ratio? It's equal to square root of 4 ratio square root of 9. It's equal to 2:3. Okay, square root of 4, positive root of 4. It's equal to plus 2. Square root of 9 means positive root of 9. Positive root of 9 is 3 only. Don't write root 4 equal to plus or minus 2. Or don't write root 9 is equal to plus or minus 3. Root 4 represents positive root of 4. Positive root means plus 2 only. Root 9 means positive root of 9, that is plus 3 only. Therefore, 2:3 is the subduplicate ratio of 4:9. Given number is 3:4. What's the duplicate ratio? Duplicate ratio is equal to 3 square 9 ratio 4 square 16. Okay, then what is the subduplicate ratio? Subduplicate ratio is equal to, you are not taking square root of 9 and square root of 16. Question is 3:4, right? It's equal to square root of 3 ratio square root of 4. Okay, this much is enough, but you can write it as square root of 3 ratio root 4 is equal to 2. It's a subduplicate ratio. Okay, duplicate means square a square ratio b square, square of antecedent ratio square of consequent. Subduplicate ratio means square root of the antecedent ratio square root of the consequent. Clear? Next is triplicate ratio. It's similar to the duplicate ratio. Okay, a ratio b is the given ratio, then a cube ratio b cube is called the triplicate ratio. Okay, duplicate ratio means you are taking a square ratio b square. Triplicate means you are taking a cube ratio b cube. For example, see 2:3 is the given ratio. What's the triplicate ratio? Triplicate ratio is 2 cube ratio 3 cube. How much 2 cube? It's equal to 8 ratio 3 cube. It's equal to 27. 8:27 is called the triplicate ratio. Next is subtriplicate ratio. See, in subduplicate ratio you are taking the square root. In subtriplicate ratio you need to take the cube root. Okay, a ratio b is the given ratio. Okay, then cube root of a ratio cube root of b is called subtriplicate ratio. This is all about duplicate, subduplicate, triplicate, subduplicate ratios. See one problem, 6:5 is given. Okay, it's a given ratio. What's the duplicate ratio? Duplicate ratio is equal to 6 square ratio 5 square. It's equal to 36 ratio 25. Okay, next subduplicate ratio. Subduplicate ratio is equal to, subduplicate means you need to take the square roots. Square root of 6 ratio square root of 5. No need to write the values. 6 and root 5 are not perfect squares, so you can write it as square root of 6 and square root of 5 only. No need to simplify. Okay, next triplicate ratio. Triplicate ratio means cube, 6 cube ratio 5 cube. Okay. Subtriplicate. Subtriplicate ratio means you are taking cube root. Cube root of 6 ratio cube root of 5. In the next session, I will solve some problems related to ratios. Thank you.